They made me carry his cross to Golgotha, but it changed my life forever. The day started so normal. I had just arrived in Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover, and I was on my way to the temple. I was carrying a lamb with me for sacrifice when suddenly there was a throng of people ahead of me, and I heard shouting. I pushed my way to the front of the crowd to see what was happening. And then I saw him. He was slumped to the ground, and a heavy cross was over his shoulder. He was weak, and he was blooded from being beaten. The Roman soldiers were threatening him and yelling, "Get up!" He struggled to move, but then he fell to the ground, exhausted. As I watched him, he turned his head toward me, and our eyes met. Something, I can't explain it, happened in that moment. I knew he was innocent, and something terribly wrong was happening here. He was guilty of nothing. I felt him looking deep into my soul. It seemed he knew everything about me. And I sensed he wanted me to carry him as I was carrying my lamb. Then I felt a rough hand on my shoulder and a voice demanding that I take his cross. I had no choice. I released my lamb and I took up his cross. I remember very little of that walk to Calvary. I only remember looking down and seeing my hands covered with his blood that was left from the cross. Strangely, somehow I knew that his shed blood would forever connect him with me. It was only later through his disciples that I learned the full significance of what had happened that day. I had carried the cross of the Lamb of God. He was the sacrifice for the sins of the whole world. He had taken the place of my lamb, and he had died for me.